This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, new access to a battered beach. Why a temporary beach ramp is being installed at St Clair. Then there were four. What do Dunedin residents think of the last four options for a new national flag? And helping attract more foreign students, the Polytech benefits from a visit by the Thailand ambassador. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Callum Proctor. A temporary beach access ramp's about to be installed at St Clair. The ramp is an essential part of surf lifesaving efforts over summer, and it'll also provide beach access to contractors for further remedial work on the eroded sand dunes.
As St Clair continues to suffer the effects of heavy winter seas, attention is turning to summer. The City Council sending its contractors in to reinstate a temporary access ramp from the St Clair Surf Lifesaving Club down to the sand. The original ramp was removed following extensive storm damage. A temporary one was installed 2 years ago, and that too has been taken away as a result of damage from heavy seas and high tides. Work on the ramp will cost about $30,000 and take just under a week. It'll allow surf lifesavers access to the beach over summer, and it'll also give contractors access for further remedial work on the sand dunes. The beach needs major intervention, and council engineers are working on a long-term solution to the erosion. They're also planning short-term work to mitigate damage in the interim. That includes repairing and replacing battered sand sausages. Protection of the seawall is also a priority, as is replenishing the severely depleted dunes. Sand dredged from the harbour is being used to reinstate parts of the sand dune, and as the council considers more permanent measures, it promises to do so in consultation with residents. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
City councillors are endorsing major changes to the way residents are represented by local government. The council's just voted to scrap the current ward system and have councillors elected at large. The number of councillors remains at 14, but community boards are being downsized. The Mosgiel-Tyree Community Board has been disestablished, leaving 5 boards, and those are subject to boundary changes. Some have been renamed accordingly. Each board will lose a member, with the exception of the newly formed Rural Tyree Board. The council's decision follows widespread public consultation. The changes are subject to appeal before next year's local government elections. Well, locals have mixed opinions on the 4 flag designs shortlisted for public vote. They've just been revealed in Parliament ahead of 2 national referendums. But not everyone's happy with the plan to change flags or how much it's costing the government.
This flag's days may be numbered. A government-appointed panel has just shortlisted 4 alternative flag designs. The options will be put to public vote in the first of 2 binding referendums later this year. But already there's debate whether changing the flag is necessary and worth the $26 million price tag.
It seems to be cutting our ties with Britain, which is, to me, majority of older people perhaps come from there. So I don't think it should be changed yet.
We definitely do need our own identity. Even though we do have ties to Mother England, I still think that we should have our own identity and be our own people.
I think it should be changed. It's really similar to the Australian flag and a few other flags out there.
I don't think so because of all the old people that fought in the war. It's a big thing for them.
I fought under it. I hope to have it on my coffin when I die.
3 of the options show variations of the silver fern commonly associated with the country's sports teams, while the final option is a koru in black and white. And while John Key and Richie McCaw have made their preference for a silver fern known, public opinion differs.
Personally, I'm not that fond of most of them. I think that one's probably the best one, but to be honest, I don't think most of them just reflect New Zealand's culture at all.
I like that one because it's multicoloured and it's bright.
I probably like that one because it's got the black in it and
It's still pretty original, but it's got the All Blacks over and all that.
I personally don't like any of them, to be honest. I like the original one.
Residents will be asked to rank the 4 options in the first binding referendum held between November 20th and December 11th. Come March, the winning alternative design will be pitted against the current flag in the final referendum. And if chosen, the brand new flag could be flying this time next year. Rugby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Police are investigating the theft of almost $10,000 worth of tools from a commercial vehicle. The theft occurred on Hatchery Road in Portobello overnight on Sunday. It appears an attempt to force open the vehicle's front door was unsuccessful and a back seat window was smashed instead. Other recent reports of theft are also being investigated, including the disappearance of a Somerville Street letterbox. Several pot plants were moved around the neighbouring property, and residents in the wider Andersons Bay area are urged to report any suspicious behaviour. An inaugural visit from Thai diplomats is creating major business opportunities for Otago Polytechnic. Thailand's ambassador to New Zealand has toured the institution to discuss international collaboration, and it's hoped the city's foreign student population grows as a result.
With a handshake, the relationship between Thailand and New Zealand goes to the next level. The Thai ambassador is visiting Otago Polytechnic, the first diplomatic mission the local tertiary institutes hosted. It's all happening to see how Thailand can work with local educators for mutual benefit.
So I would like to blend in the cooperations between Thailand and New Zealand in the areas of business together with the areas of education. I believe that New Zealand has a strong base of education.
There are many meetings planned for the ambassador and his entourage during the visit, but not before he takes time to meet some of the Thai students that call Otago Polytechnic home. Thailand's considered a developing country with a strong demand for the hands-on learning offered locally, and Polytechnic staff hope to draw on that demand to bring more Thai people to Dunedin.
We're increasingly getting a bigger profile in international education. The Study Dunedin initiative is helping to profile the city, and we're working increasingly with the university to make Dunedin a study destination.
Duisberg says a recent international conference highlighted the need for New Zealand to work more closely with Thailand. So he's hoping this visit will spark some tangible business leads for Otago Polytechnic to follow.
I would like a firm connection with an education institution in Thailand where we can explore the application of our learning in a Thai context.
He hopes this is the start of a flourishing Thai-Dunedin relationship in the field of education, one that could see even more international students flocking to the city. David DeLorean, 39, Dunedin News.
Well, still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we discuss the negative issues facing medical students. And later we check up on the Otago boys' first 15 preparations for the national finals.
A lifestyler to me is a person maybe wanting to escape the hustle and bustle of a big city, wanting some animals, maybe able to grow their own veggies, have chickens, get their own hens. Lifestyle block can be your supermarket. Just a good way of living, and a lot of people enjoy that rather than being in a city. A very sustainable way to live.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Are you within your legal rights to take one life in order to save another? Welcome to the ambiguities of law. Because whilst the law may be clear, there is still room for both yes and no.
What? No!
The decision will depend on logical thinking and the art of argument. And this is what we learn at New Zealand's first and world-renowned law faculty.
You can stop now!
I'm Latafale, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world!
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games. Pre-loved needs and vinyl records, 45s, DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook, opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Wake up time and another frantic day ahead for Haraway's Oat Singles. With 3 delicious flavours in each pack, they don't last long with this family. They're so convenient and tasty, and they're ready in seconds. Haraway's Oat Singles are the ideal breakfast or snack on the run for today's busy families. And there's a flavour to suit everyone. Beat the rush and make sure you get your favourite flavour. Haraway's Oat Singles. Try new Kiwi Favourites Caramel Variety Pack.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Quality Tailors, the alterations specialists, adjusting alterations made to measure. Quality Tailors, sitting Dunedin for over 15 years. Call 477 8028 162 Princess Street, one shop down from Darling Street.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. Otago's the only region in the country where the average asking price for houses hasn't changed. That's according to new data from the country's largest property listing website. It shows the average asking price nationwide has reached a new high to just under $570,000. Otago's the only region that showed no change in the last month. Average asking prices are down in 5 regions, with Central Otago recording the biggest drop of 12.3%. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. And to the markets, no change to the London FTSE today, and the NZX 50 down slightly to 5,655. And to the exchange rates, a good day for the Kiwi dollar up against all of the major currencies that we follow here. Well, recent studies have revealed widespread bullying and sexual harassment of junior doctors and medical students. It's just one of the issues plaguing New Zealand's health education sector at present. And New Zealand Medical Students Association President Elizabeth Berryman of Dunedin is here to tell us more. Good evening, Elizabeth.
Good evening, Callum.
So, how commonplace is bullying for medical students?
Well, we've known about bullying as an issue for the past few decades in the medical profession. So, as an association, we decided to do a survey of our 4th, 5th and 6th year medical students. And the results showed, surprisingly, that 54% of our students have been bullied in the medical workplace.
So is this a new problem?
No, it's something that we've known about, and that's why we did the survey. The Resident Doctors Association also did a survey of junior doctors showing a similar rate of bullying as well.
Are we seeing this, is this worse than before?
No, it stayed the same, but this is the 21st century, and bullying and sexual harassment in any other workplace is not tolerated, and it is so surprising that it's tolerated in a medical profession.
So when you say harassment, what type of harassment are these students facing?
So they're facing verbal harassment, people being yelled at, people being told things about them personally, so like their clothing or the way that they look and dress. and also surprisingly those stories of sexual harassment, which is really sad.
So what's your association doing about it?
Well, we're working with our neighbours in Australia, the Australian Medical Students Association, as this is an international data, is about 50% of medical students have been bullied across New Zealand and Australia, and we're working on policies. We're also working with the medical schools. At the present, only 11% of students feel that they're able to report if they've been bullied, so we would like to work on an anonymous system. We work under an apprenticeship model, so that means that people that are potentially the bullies are actually the ones marking our grades, and so this is a reason why students aren't saying, reporting it to the medical schools.
So this is a problem nationwide. What about locally here for students in Dunedin?
Sure. So our survey showed that Dunedin Hospital has got the same rates of bullying as other places in the country, and the Otago Medical School has approached us, which is really exciting, and we're working with them on some new policy and some new culture changes in the workplace. And we're also working with the Medical Council, as this is an issue of professionalism, and looking at some ways that we can do that in the profession.
So what other concerns and worries affect medical students? I guess student loans would be up there?
Yes, yeah, we've got a high rate of student debt because we study for 6 years, and in 2010 the government brought in a policy that meant that we can only have 7 years of student loan, and for 30% of our class who come as postgraduates, that means that we've done a previous degree. So myself, I've done a 3-year nursing degree before going into med school, so that means we're going to be over the 7-year limit and need to get more funds for our student loan.
So what would you like to see done about this?
We'd like to make an exemption for medical students because we are the longest degree, which is 6 years, and of course 30% of our cohort have done a previous degree, so about 125 students will be affected per year.
What about graduates staying in New Zealand? Are we seeing enough numbers retained here in this country?
Yes, yeah, we actually are, which is surprising because we used to have a lot of people going off to Australia, but now it's the other way, and some Australians are wanting to come to New Zealand. So it's really good that the government has worked on those issues and sorting out our health workforce planning.
Is your association lobbying for any other changes at the moment?
No, our big ones are, of course, the 7-year limit, as that is directly affecting our students, and the mental health and wellbeing issue. That's how we came about with the bullying and sexual harassment survey, is because we realised that that was impacting on the wellbeing of our students.
All right, Elizabeth, thanks for your time this evening.
Thank you, Callum.
Right after the break on 39 Dunedin News, top teenage ice hockey players show off their skills at a Dunedin schools tournament, and the wet week is set to continue around the region. All the details in our look at local weather.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
I understand now how economics can affect global warming.
And I've found out how grass growth in New Zealand affects Fashion Week in Milan.
I can even tell you how smartphone technology affects the survival of mountain gorillas.
Sorry.
Because at the Otago Business School, it's not just about the world of business, it's how business affects the world.
I'm Kim. Michaela.
David. And this is our place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Discover New Zealand's most innovative museum, Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. 14 stunning galleries, 3 distinct architectural styles, and 1 million intriguing stories are yours to discover at Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. Open daily next to Dunedin Railway Station and with free admission. Toitu Otago Settlers Museum.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
For 30 years, Southern Clams have harvested New Zealand littleneck clams in the coastal waters of Otago. Hand harvesting to order at the right place and time ensures perfection of every clam you eat. New Zealand littleneck clams, harvested for you by Southern Clams.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Oh, lifestyler can be anybody. We look at a lifestyler as someone who perhaps has been a farmer and is retiring into a smaller block. It could be someone who's working here in Dunedin and has a few acres at home. It could be mum and the kids with the pony on an acre. You know, it's anyone that's got a little bit of land rather than just the quarter-acre section.
Police need help investigating a fatal crash in Fairfield. They want to talk with anyone who witnessed the incident on the 17th of August. A Good Samaritan swept up debris from the crash and officers say that person could have information that's helpful to the investigation. An 86-year-old Fairfield man died after being struck by a car while crossing the suburb's main road. The driver of the vehicle is an 88-year-old Mosgiel man who was uninjured. Police haven't yet indicated where the charges will be laid in relation to the incident. Well, Otago Boys High School's first 15 is preparing for the national playoffs. The team beat Christchurch's St Bede's College to secure the South Island spot in the semi-finals. And now players have their sights set on taking out the defending champions.
Fine-tuning is the focus for Otago Boys' first 15, ahead of national playoffs in Rotorua. They secured a massive 42-10 victory over their Canterbury rivals at the weekend. The win following consistently strong performances over past weeks, with the team's involvement in an under-21 competition giving players an edge for the next challenge.
Going to the top four is the pinnacle of schoolboy rugby, and you know, all the nation's eyes go down onto the four teams in Rotorua, and there'll be a lot of attention put on the boys. There's talent scouts from league and rugby all over the show.
Martin says the boys will remember their next couple of games for the rest of their lives, and no matter what the scoreboard reads, the experience is expected to open doors. Overall victory remains the goal, something that's only happened once before, when a young Richie McCaw scored a try for Otago Boys to tie with Rotorua in 1998. To achieve success again, the team has to take out defending champions Scots College on Friday, before the finals.
Yeah, they got some big threats in their team. Yeah, they're quite a physical team. They play hard and fast, and we'll just look to combat that, take out their strengths, and hopefully we'll go good.
Martin's got players analysing their every move ahead of the match to ensure a mental advantage, and he says strong fan support also helps.
It's been great. We've had a huge following. We had a Hoops Army, which has been really supportive from the school, so we'll definitely be taking them up there with spirit with us.
The finals planned for Sunday, a challenge that'll see this team fight for its first win in 17 years. David DeLorean, 39, Dunedin News.
Ice hockey teams from around the South Island are in Dunedin vying for victory in a secondary schools tournament. The competition's part of a national winter sports week for top teenage athletes. And organisers say it's the stepping stone young players need to go further in the sport.
Wakatipu A gives defending champions Kings High School a run for their money on the rink. Every year during Winter Sports Week, ice hockey teams from around the South Island come together to compete for top honours. And organiser Nicole Ross says unlike most sports, the small pool of ice hockey players allows those in a lower grade to be involved.
Ice hockey, because it's quite a unique kind of sport, we offer a B grade, effectively kind of a development kind of grade for the sport, which is really quite useful because it's quite a strange sport to play and very quite hard to get into and get team numbers for.
Dunedin schools are well represented at the week-long tournament, with 2 teams from Kings High School and 1 from John McGlashan College, as well as a female team made up of players from across the city's girls-only colleges. And while this year's league is slightly smaller than in previous years, Ross says that's for a good reason.
The team that won B grade last year now stepping up into A grade, which is fantastic. But we've cut back down to 3 teams in B grade, so it is a bit of a smaller league. But that's purely there for development, and so it's really exciting to see Dunstan Mount Aspiring team that combined and won B grade last year stepping into A grade and giving it a go.
Unlike some of the other South Island sports tournaments happening this week, there's no national championship for these teams to progress to. Despite that, Ross says there's still plenty of opportunities for individual players to progress in the sport.
There's a lot of direct pathways and, multiple players playing for the likes of the Thunder and things like that as well. So, yeah, individual player pathways are very common in the sport.
While Wakatipu secured this win, the competition is only just underway, as both the A and B grade round robin competitions comprise 2 more days of play before the final buzzer on Thursday. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. A temporary beach access ramp will be installed at St Clair this week, so surf lifesavers can operate over summer despite worsening erosion. Residents have mixed feelings about the final 4 flag designs revealed in Parliament this morning ahead of a national referendum. And business opportunities for Otago Polytechnic are set to arise from an inaugural visit by Thailand's ambassador to New Zealand. All right, now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We welcome in Barry Stewart. Hi, Barry.
G'day, Callum. How are you? Start off with not a good news story. 34 jobs could be lost at a Dunedin foundry, so that's one of our strongest stories on the front page tomorrow. The final 4 flags have been announced, of course, so we get reaction to that. We go out on the street and get some reaction to that as well. And watch the space. A Dunedin night market could be up and running very soon. And in Fresh, we provide some inspiration for Father's Day treats. So look forward to those. And in sport, we profile the Otago Boys High School First 15 coach.
All right, thanks, Barry. Tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. All right, let's have a look at local weather now.
This local weather report proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
And today's City View is a man fossicking for treasure at low tide today. Wonder if he got anything. Around the city, 6 degrees at 3 o'clock. A cool day, 7 at the Gardens, 7 on the Taieri. Looking at the situation map, the depression we experienced today moves away tomorrow, bringing with it, though, a cooler southwesterly flow. A weak ridge of high pressure moves quickly past us on Thursday. Forecast around the lower South Island for tomorrow. Invercargill gets some rain and 9, so does Gore. Tiano, some rain and 9, and Alexandra. The moderate sou'wester, showers later and 11. Queenstown, showers later in the day, 11. Oamaru gets to 14 tomorrow with a few showers. Wanaka, 11, and showers as well for Twizel and 12. Dunedin tonight, rain this evening and a low of 7. For tomorrow, periods of rain, sou'westerlies and the high 12. Tomorrow night's low 6. For Thursday, the rain will clear and it becomes fine. Sou'westerly dies out, the high 10 for Thursday and the low 5. Finally, to tidal and fishing information for tomorrow. High tide early tomorrow around 6:15, followed by low tide at 1:07 in the afternoon. Fishing rated as bad tomorrow, but best time to put the line in just after 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. All right, that's our news for this Tuesday. On behalf of the 39 Dunedin News team, good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.